My pleasure to welcome to the 700 Club, Paula Deen.
Those fried tomatoes look fabulous, didn't they, Gordon?
They did. These pork chops look fabulous.
Yes, they do. They smell so good. And I'm standing up here, and I'm wearing my brand new blouse, and I love it. It's so pretty. I don't normally cook with an apron, Gordon.
You don't?
But I'm so afraid I'm going to get pork chop grease on my shirt.
Well, that's why you have an apron.
Yeah.
You gonna
but
put one
like I said, I usually don't wear them. But for this morning, I am.
You are.
Would you tie me up, please?
It would be my honor. You do know you're one of my heroes.
Really? How so?
Well, you started out
you're so
as a single
sweet to
mom,
say that.
and you just bring it.
Well,
I mean,
I remember.
I love it. I love your story. It's fantastic.
Thank you, Gordon. Thank you. I remember the day that I took responsibility for myself. I said, I'm a product of the 60s, y'all, where it was all right for the man to take care of you. And you just do your wifely duties, you know, the house, the kids, the cooking, the cleaning. And finally, one day I realized that I needed to make a change, that things definitely needed to change.
And boy, did you ever.
I took responsibility for myself on that day, and God has not missed one day blessing me for that. Not
Amen.
one day.
And a lot of people don't know just how small you started out.
I had $200, Gordon, to start our business. So I'm living proof, y'all. I stand before you today, living proof that the American dream still exists.
What gave you the idea just to start? You got $200. A lot of people say, I've got $200. I need to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And you said, no, I'm going to start.
We'll take it and gamble. You know, put the whole hunker 200 down.
You went all in.
Yeah, I was all in, as they say. And what was your question?
What gave you the idea?
Oh, the idea. Okay.
To start, just to say, okay,
well,
I'm going to go for it.
Well, you know, I searched the inventory of myself and realized I really was talentless. I couldn't sing or dance. But you know, hey, I was
a lot of people out here will disagree with you.
I was a pretty good cook. So I would go to bed at night and think of ways I could tend to myself and my children through my food. And I came up with this idea of the bag lady. Actually, her correct business name was the lunch bag lady. I had these two beautiful sons, so sweet, didn't know where they were going. So I sent them out into office buildings with my food. And before I knew it, I had 5 routes in Savannah. And it was only logical that the next step would be into an eat-in, because I was doing this all illegally out of our home. So you're talking, yes. Too late now. Catch me if you can.
All right, what are we cooking?
So, you know, that was our next step. I'm going to share with you one of the recipes from my new book, Paula Deen's Southern Cooking Bible. I'm hoping, Gordon,
this is the new book,
that it will be.
I've been reading this book, and you've made me hungry.
Good. I'm hoping that it will become that handbook that everybody feels they must have.
I mean, these are the classic recipes.
Yes, yes. And they're all new.
Right. They're all yours,
yes,
but they're all the classics.
How does that sound? How can these all be new, all the books I've written? There's so many different ways that you can prepare a meal.
And that's the great thing about cooking. You can take any recipe and make it your own.
Make it your own.
And make it new.
Make it your own.
And if you like certain seasonings, use them. If you don't like them, don't use them.
That's exactly right. Take out what you don't like, because it's all about this.
But you learn the tricks. There are tricks to cooking.
Well, yeah, if you call them tricks, you just...
I mean, you know, like brown is good.
Yes, and you, yes. I tell you what.
When you brown your meat, it's good.
My grandmother Paul taught me how to cook, and she and my grandfather made their living professionally. They had they were in the lodging and restaurant business. So my grandmother was this fabulous Southern cook. She could cook anything in the world. So it was only natural that that was where I would go when I was ready to take responsibility for myself. So never did I dream, Gordon. This was 1989. It was June the 19th, 1989. Our first day running the Bag Lady. I had no idea where this would lead us.
It's led you pretty far.
Never in, well, that $200 lasted me for 7 years before I ever had to go to the bank and borrow a penny. But then when I started borrowing, y'all.
But you were able to pay.
I was able to pay.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got our pan hot.
All right, we're going to do red beans and rice.
We're going to do red beans and rice, and I'm not sure if I'm cutting this up or down, Gordon. I'm going to have to...
There you go. Now you're going up.
All right, but which... Oh, okay, I found your pork chop. So if you would just help me keep an eye on those, and when we think they're done, we're going to put them on that platter over there. All right, now I think I have turned this one to high. Now I'm going to put a little lard.
I like lard.
I do too.
You can tell, but I like it. That's good food.
Look at that. This is a little lard and olive oil. And we're going to put that in there, and we're going to start sauteing our andouille sausage.
Which I love.
We've got our
one
celery.
Of the great products of Louisiana.
Yes, Louisiana cooking.
Oh,
you know, and I touch on different dishes from Louisiana in the cookbook, because as I was saying, you can go to different regions. I was born and raised, spent my first 40 years of life in Albany, Georgia. And then at 40 years old, I moved to Savannah. Well, I quickly realized that there was a great deal of difference between the eastern part of the state and the southwest part. So, it was wonderful. So I tried to touch on Louisiana, Kentucky, a Kentucky hot brown, and South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, because, everybody's got their own version of barbecue.
Different. You didn't mention Virginia.
I
got to get my home state in.
Okay. Well, I do have some things in there from Virginia.
We do have the best ham.
Honey, let me tell you something. I am partners with Smithfield. And I have to say, I have to give them a shout out. Y'all the king of ham, boys. Y'all are the king of ham, the finest ham in the world. Comes from...
just down the street?
From Smithfield, Virginia, yes. And I remember...
You gonna go visit them?
I was
You're right
there.
here.
I was there not long ago. I've got a horrific schedule. We got in at 2 a.m. this morning, and then had to be picked up at 7 this morning. I'm getting back on the bus, and then we got like a 4-hour drive till our next stop.
All right.
So you look very pretty.
I do?
Standing up there. Yes, you do, but I think it's time for you to start getting your hands greasy.
All right. Are you cooking rice here? What's that?
That's actually the finished product.
That's the
Y'all,
finished.
he wasn't supposed to look at that.
I wasn't supposed to peek.
Okay. No, you weren't supposed to peek.
And if that really were rice, you're
Are
never
you
supposed
going
to
to take this celery or
I
not?
will take it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You want me to dump it in here?
Yeah, that would be
All
good.
of it?
Yes.
All right.
One more time,
Okay.
all of it. Are you used to bossy women?
No.
I bet.
I grew up in the South. We just don't have that.
Bossy women, that's where they're born in the South.
I'm getting my floor director. I gotta.
Waste not, want not, going.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now get
everything that comes into the kitchen, you gotta use.
Yes. My grandmother, she'd say, waste not, want not. Doesn't it smell delicious? And now what we just put in our pot, y'all.
Now in Louisiana, they call that the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity. That's what we just put in our pot.
And onion.
Yes.
And green pepper.
Yes. Oops. Let's put our garlic. Now up here.
Should we say bam?
No. I won't tell you what I normally say.
What do you normally say?
Rhymes with bam.
Oh. We won't go there.
That's why I said I wasn't gonna say it.
All right, we got a spoon rest.
Right, yeah.
And I'm just gonna make the counter dirty.
I'll be your spoon rest.
You got spices over there. When are those going?
Yes, I do. We're fixing to put those in. We're gonna let those soften up a minute. And up here, Pat, now we're using a red bean. And there's nothing like a red bean, y'all. It provides so much protein, so much wonderful flavor. Did I cut that down too low?
No, it's good. I think they're getting cooked.
Because I can cut it back up now that I know where the
Where do you want me to put these? On the paper towel?
Yeah, you can put them first on the paper towel, and then we'll transfer them to the platter. So up here, these are dried red beans that we've soaked.
You soak them overnight?
I do, because it gives them a little head start, you know, on their cooking process.
You use salt in your soap? You use salt in your soap?
No, I don't, but should I?
Some cooks do.
I'll remember that. I believe in having fun in the kitchen, Gordon.
Does it rhyme with Bam?
What? What? Does what
What
rhyme?
you thinking right now?
So
Me and
anyway.
Paula Deen in a food fight.
Oh,
that's spattering. We got to turn that on.
Oh.
Which one is
Sorry,
it?
that one.
Okay.
All right, so why don't we go ahead? Look at all that goody stuff right there. Let's go ahead and put that butter in right there, because we're going to be coming back and making the tomato gravy. But so anyway.
We're so busy talking. We're burning stuff.
I know.
over
See, I say people can turn on the TV
So you
3
put the
times a
butter
day and
right
watch me
in
cook,
with
but I
all
don't
that
get to talk to
wonderful-
y'all that often.
All that goodness in the bottom of that.
Yeah, see, that tomato gravy is going to be so flavorful from those little pieces, specky goodness. All right,
That's
so
a big stick of butter.
it was only a half a stick, Gordon.
So you're cutting back?
Yes. We're dieting this morning. All right, so let's put our spices in. We've got thyme, we've got cumin, we've got a few bay leaves, we've got our salt. Just dump it in, honey. Just dump it in. Well, I don't see the pepper, but we can put some of that in later. Look, had a little lard left over. No, that was thyme and cumin. All right.
Here's some pepper, but I think it's for the tomato gravy.
Yeah, that's for the tomato gravy. But you know what? I got us some hot sauce over here. So if we want to heat it up a little bit, we'll just put that on. So let's go ahead and put our beans in, and we've got our water. So we're just gonna bring that to a boil. All right, now I think you just cut up that one right there.
Yeah, well, it was turned off, and I didn't want the pan to get
this is
cold.
your kitchen, honey. I'm just your guest. You can burn it down if that's what you want to do.
I'm not trying to burn it down, but the
I
butter
will follow you.
The butter stopped melting.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we will fix that.
And if we're going to make that sauce on time.
Yes, I know. All right, so we're going to bring that to a boil, and then we're going to lower our temperature and let that simmer for a couple of hours. And as you discovered, I can't trick you, the finished product. I can. All right. This is starting to cook up pretty good, so we want to take our whisk and kind of stir that up. Now I'm going to put our vegetables. I'm going to put diced tomatoes. Now you can use either fresh or canned.
So you put the tomatoes right in the butter.
Yes, and I'm going to put in our onions. And we've got we got a little bench flour right here.
All of this?
Because, well, in a second. In a second.
All right.
Let's go ahead and put our salt and pepper in. You know, my mother used to make, Gordon, what she calls Swiss steak. And that's with a tomato gravy. Have you ever had Swiss steak?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And we do that probably about once a week at the restaurant, y'all. And people just love it. So look at that. So let's sprinkle a little flour in there. And that's gonna tighten up.
And then you cook it down to take out
gravy.
all that flour.
Yes. Now you can either put your pork chops back in here, or you can. Where'd our pork chops go? Okay, you want to transfer them to our tray. Now I'm gonna add some chicken stock. Yum, yum. And then I'm going to add some milk because tomato gravy is more like our white gravy that we eat on our chicken fried steak or our sawmill gravy. Do you eat sawmill gravy?
I eat sawmill.
Oh, it's delicious, isn't it?
I eat red gravy.
You eat red eye gravy? You know what? I never have. Maybe I just don't like red eye gravy, but I have the hardest time, you know, making that to perfectly suit my tongue. How do you make yours?
You got to get the salt out of the meat first.
Yeah.
It'll get too salty on you.
Right.
So you just boil it first, and that'll take the salt out, and then make the gravy from it.
Okay, so you do boil yours. Well, I just pan fry mine, and then I add like half coffee and half water.
You use coffee?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, now tell me how you make it.
I just use water.
Just use water. Well, I think red eye...
Coffee, I'll try that. That's good.
Yes, half coffee. Don't use full strength coffee.
All right, how's that cooking up now?
So here we go. We've got some here that's ready. You know what? I'm just going to add a little bit of that back in there. Yes, and that will help thicken it up and heat it up. So we're just going to... And if I could get you... This is garnish. Okay. That's just garnish. And if I could get you, Gordon, to just come over here and ladle those red beans and rice on top of our bowl of white rice, and I'll be working on this if you'll do that.
Do the do-si-do.
Yes. Ooh,
oh, this looks good.
Doesn't that look yummy? Yes,
yeah.
You know,
everybody in Louisiana is getting hungry right now.
Yes, you know, this is such a economical meal, Gordon, but when you slice you a piece of this cornbread and you're eating those red beans and rice, you're going to wonder what the po folks are doing because you're going to feel like a king.
All right, we got your cornbread. So
here we go.
You want me to serve up here?
Well, let's put a little bit more juice on that, okay? Just a little bit more to heat up that rice because I know I probably talk way too much. Whoa! There you go. No harm, no foul.
Some hot sauce over there.
All right, I'm going to cut all this off so I won't burn down this beautiful studio. All right, now, here goes our tomato gravy.
That looks good.
On top of those beautiful chops.
That looks really good.
And then
that's really easy, too.
It's so easy. And I'm just going to garnish it with a little greenery. Michael will tell you, he said, just leave that green stuff off and give me an extra chop, Paula. He said, that'll make my plate much prettier. So there we go.
There we go.
And over here, I have some southern greens. You know, we just...
Collards with, I love bacon and collards.
Yes.
That's really good.
And
let's
then
not
we've got
forget
our cornbread, and then we've got our southern pecan spice cake with caramel icing. For any of you single girls out there, y'all make this cake and you might wrap you up a deal somewhere. What do you want?
I want all of this. Can I have one?
You may. It is for you, dear.
All right.
It is for you. So where you want to start?
Don't tell anybody.
Where you want to start?
Where do you want to start?
Let's see. Let me get you a chop.
While you get the chop, I want to say, the book is called Paula Deen's Southern Cooking Bible, and it's available wherever books are sold. And for those of you who can't get enough of Paula Deen, there's more. We have a web-exclusive interview with her. To watch that, just log on to cbn.com and click in the green room and click that link. And if you want the recipes that you just saw cooked here, we've got a fact sheet for you. It's free for downloading, all again on cbn.com. And we're going to take a pause while we eat, and you stay hungry. We'll be back with more of the 700 Club right after this.
Taste that.
I love that.